Animals, whether wild or domestic, are blessed with a rare intelligence that so few humans get to experience. However, when in trouble, animals might just turn to the humans they would otherwise shun. Then again, I guess someone is better than no one. In this video, we're going to show you how intelligent animals can be when in need of a little assistance. Here are some animals that ask people for help. Whale shark. In March 2003, Joe and his friends were fishing near Sydney, Australia, when a whale shark approached their boat. The shark, as seen in the footage, hangs around, probably waiting to be noticed. On close inspection, Joe saw the desperate fish had a rope tightly lashed around its body. This was making it difficult for the shark to swim, since the movement of the dorsal fins was limited. Joe, together with the help of his friends, tried to cut the rope, and to their amusement, the shark patiently stayed afloat without any sign of attacking or swimming away. After what seemed like a decade, they managed to cut loose the rope and the whale shark swam away as peacefully as it had arrived. Fox with its head stuck in a jar. Foxes can be seen as cunning animals, but there's one thing that defeats every animal's smart moves: our litter. In June 2013, a young fox got its head stuck in a glass jar, and it was unable to remove it. That is until it saw a group of men who seemed friendly enough to approach. The men had no problem getting the jar off because the fox was so tiny. The small mammal ran away straight after. Raccoon asks for help. A woman was just hanging out in her backyard when she heard a weird whining noise. She took out her phone and started recording. That's when she saw a small raccoon in pain. When the raccoon came near her, he sat down and showed her his injured paw and the blood that was all over it. Luckily, he was quite friendly, and the woman managed to bandage him up. Hopefully, he recovers soon. We all know how sneaky and important a raccoon's paws can be when it comes to stealing food. Southern right whale wrapped in fishing line and plastic. You might think teenagers are up to no good, but whenever you think that, make sure to exclude these two boys. Near Sydney, they were sailing home from a fishing trip when they saw a southern right whale. The fisherman said that the whale looked like it needed help, and that's why it approached them. One of them took some pictures, while the other one managed to reach and see what was bothering the fish. It was covered in a large mass of fishing lines and plastic that stuck to its face. In fact, the whale kept jumping to the surface so that the boys could pull away the garbage it was stuck in. Eventually, the boy was able to remove a few plastic bags and fishing line. The appreciative whale then said thank you by waving around its tail against the water. Elephant. Truly the largest mammal on the planet. It is a fascinating creature that is also very intelligent. Unfortunately, elephants are listed as vulnerable to becoming an endangered species because of being the favorites of poachers for their ivory. Veterinary doctors in Zimbabwe were utterly shocked when a huge African elephant walked up to them asking for help. At first, the doctors who were out in the wild on a patrol were uncertain if it was just the usual behavior of an elephant being territorial, but after a closer look, they noticed a bullet wound on its head. They immediately knew that they had to act fast as the bullet hole had become infected, and the gentle giant seemed to be in excruciating pain. To avoid causing more trauma by moving the elephant, the vets had him sedated and then examined his skull out there in the wild. An X-ray of the skull revealed that the poacher's bullet was only a few centimeters from being a kill shot. In the wild, the doctors managed to successfully remove the bullet. The elephant, now named Pretty Boy, got a chance to live longer. Ravens stuck with porcupine quills. Ravens are the symbol of evil, but even they can get into unusual fights and end up injured. A wild raven flew in and sat on a woman's fence and squawked for over an hour continually. When the squawking wouldn't stop, the woman decided to examine what was going on. As soon as she walked over to him, she saw it had 4 porcupine quills stuck in its body. 3 of them were pierced right into the side of his face, and 1 in his wing. The raven was in so much pain that it allowed the woman to remove the quills without creating a fuss. After it was done, he stayed there for the whole day to regain his strength, and then he just flew away like nothing happened. King Cobra. What would you do if a snake approached you? And not just any snake, but a 10+ foot long cobra. I know I would make a run for it as fast as I can. In India, snakes are rather fond of asking for help. As we all know, summer can be a tough time for everyone. So why should snakes be any different? In this footage, a 12-foot cobra is rescued from an Indian village that it had slithered into. Since it was during the dry season, the cobra was looking for a drink to cool itself. The rescue workers are recorded feeding the cobra water from a bottle. What a tender moment to see. After quenching its thirst, the workers then took the cobra to a sanctuary. Dog. In the streets of India, a mother dog is captioned wailing for her puppy. The puppy had been hit by a car and was in excruciating pain, making it impossible for it to walk. Rescue workers were trying to calm the mother down, as well as offer immediate help to the puppy. As the rescue workers try to lift up the puppy, it is heard crying in pain, and the mother joins him in crying too. The rescuers rushed the puppy to the operating room. On close examination, the puppy had 2 deep puncture wounds on his shoulders, explaining why he couldn't walk. After a few weeks of rest, medicine, food, care, and love, the puppy is able to walk again. What a happy reunion with his mother. Today, the puppy named Toggle can hop and play about thanks to the rescue workers. Tiny baby deer needs help. Deer usually leave their fawns by themselves for a while, but this tiny baby, almost the size of a chihuahua, had no one around. It kept crying and crying until finally a woman heard its cries. She couldn't find where they were coming from, so she left, only to return back at night. That's when the deer stuck to her feet and wouldn't get off. She finally called the rescue team, and the baby deer grew up till was old enough to go on his own.